Hello everyone, Namaste. Welcome to my class. In this video, I'm going to tell you about photosynthesis. Photosynthesis is essential to all life on earth, including plants and animals. It is the only biological process where it can capture the energy that comes from sunlight and convert it into chemical compounds such as carbohydrates, which can be used by all organisms for their metabolism. It is also a source of oxygen, which is necessary for all living organisms to survive. Plants, algae, cyanobacteria are capable of performing photosynthesis. So they are called as phototrophs, literally means self-feeders using light. Other group of organisms like animals, fungi, most other bacteria are called as heterotrophs, means other feeders because they must rely on the sugars produced by photosynthetic organisms for their energy needs. A third very interesting group of bacteria synthesize sugars not by using sunlight's energy but by extracting energy from inorganic chemical compounds such as water, sodium chloride, carbon dioxide, ammonia, hydrochloric acid, etc. So they are called as chemoautotrophs. Before going further, those who are watching my channel for the first time, please do subscribe for more videos. Now, coming to its invention. First, the study of photosynthesis began in somewhere 1771 by Joseph Priestley, followed by John Echeneaux in 1779. In 1782, Jean Sennebier and Nicolas Theodore de Saussure clearly established that plants absorb carbon dioxide and emit oxygen, while de Saussure later proved that water is also an essential reactant. In 1882, Theodore Engelmann created the first spectrum demonstrating red and blue light drive photosynthesis. In 1940, Melvin Kelvin traced the pathway that plants use to transform carbon dioxide into carbohydrate. For this work, he won the Nobel Prize in Chemistry. The term photosynthesis was coined in 1893 by American botanist Charles Burnens. So, this is all about how photosynthesis evolved through many findings. The word photosynthesis is derived from Greek words phos means light and synthesis means combining together. This means combining together with the help of light. Coming to its definition, photosynthesis is the essential biological process where plants convert light energy into chemical energy using water and carbon dioxide, releasing oxygen as a byproduct. Photosynthesis is a multi step process that requires specific wavelengths of sunlight, carbon dioxide, which is a low in energy, and water as a substrate. After the process is complete, it releases oxygen and produces glyceraldehyde 3-phosphate as well as simple carbohydrate molecules that can be converted into glucose, sucrose, or any dozens of other sugar molecules. These sugar molecules contain energy and the energized carbon that all living things need to survive. So, coming to what about photosynthesis equation? Photosynthesis reaction involves two reactants, that is carbon dioxide and water. These two reactants yield two products, that is oxygen and glucose. Hence, the photosynthesis reaction is considered as endothermic reaction. Following is the photosynthesis formula. So, actually, Where does this process of photosynthesis occurs? In plants, photosynthesis generally takes place in leaves. Leaves consist of several layers of cells. In that the process of photosynthesis occurs in a middle layer called the mesophyll. Gas exchange of carbon dioxide and oxygen occurs through small regulated openings called stomata, singular form stoma, which also plays roles in the regulation of gas exchange and water balance. The stomata are typically located on the lower surface of the leaf, which helps to minimize water loss due to high temperature on the upper surface of the leaf. Each stoma is flanked by guard cells that regulate the opening and closing of stomata by swelling or shrinking in response to osmotic changes. In all autotrophic eukaryotes, photosynthesis takes place inside an organelle called a chloroplast. For plants, chloroplast containing cells exist mostly in the mesophyll. Chloroplasts have a double membrane envelope composed of an outer membrane and inner membrane and are ancestrally derived from ancient free-living cyanobacteria. Within the chloroplast are stacked disc-shaped structures called thylakoids. Embedded in a thylakoid membrane is chlorophyll, a pigment molecule that absorbs light, responsible for the initial interaction between light and plant material, and numerous proteins that make up the electron transport chain. The thylakoid membrane encloses an internal space called thylakoid lumen. A stack of thylakoids is called a granum, and the liquid filled space surrounding the granum is called stroma or bed. Chlorophyll is a green pigment found in the chloroplast of the plant cell. This green color pigment plays an important role in the process of photosynthesis by permitting plants to absorb energy from sunlight. The structure of chlorophyll consists of four nitrogen atoms that surrounded a magnesium atom. Chlorophyll is a mixture of chlorophyll A and chlorophyll B. Besides green plants, other organisms that perform photosynthesis contain various other forms of chlorophyll such as chlorophyll C1, chlorophyll C2, chlorophyll D and chlorophyll F. Pigments are other fundamental cellular components of photosynthesis. They are the molecules that impart color and absorb light at specific wavelength and reflect back the unabsorbed light. All green plants mainly contain chlorophyll A and B and carotenoids which are present in the thylakoids of chloroplast. It is primarily used to capture energy. Chlorophyll A is the main pigment. Coming to photosynthetic pigments, there are four different types of pigments present in the leaves. Chlorophyll A, chlorophyll B, xanthophylls and carotenoids. The two parts of photosynthesis. Photosynthesis takes place in two series of stages, that is, the light dependent reaction and light independent reactions. In the light dependent reactions, energy from sunlight is absorbed by chlorophyll and that energy is converted into stored chemical energy. In the light independent reaction, the chemical energy harvested during the light dependent reactions initiates the gathering of sugar molecules from carbon dioxide. Therefore, although the light independent reactions do not use light as a reactant, They require the products of light dependent reactions to function. But several enzymes of light independent reactions are activated by light. The light dependent reactions utilize certain molecules to temporarily store the energy. These are referred as energy carriers. The energy carriers that move energy from light dependent reactions to light independent reactions. After the energy is released, the empty energy carriers return to the light dependent reaction to obtain more energy. Coming to factors affecting photosynthesis. Light intensity. Increased light intensity results in a higher rate of photosynthesis, whereas low light intensity results in a lower rate of photosynthesis. The concentration of CO2. Higher concentration of CO2 helps in increasing the rate of photosynthesis. Usually, carbon dioxide in the range of 300 to 400 ppm is adequate for photosynthesis. Temperature. For efficient photosynthesis, temperature range from 25 to 35 degrees Celsius is required. Water. As water is an important factor in photosynthesis, its deficiency can lead to problems in the intake of carbon dioxide. The scarcity of water leads to refusal of stomatal opening to retain the amount of water they have stored inside. Pollution. Industrial pollutants and other particulates may settle on the leaf surface. This can block the pores of stomata, which makes it difficult to take in carbon dioxide. Current research on photosynthesis is focused on three major criteria, that is agricultural, bioengineering, bio-nanotechnology, and artificial photosynthesis. These are some of the most striking photosynthesis researchers. First one is photosynthesis for cancer cure. Second one is photosynthesis to power microprocessors. Third one is artificial photosynthesis for solar panels. Fourth one is hybrid inorganic biological photosynthesis system for food production. Fifth one is plastic photosynthesis. Sixth one is phosphorus constraints to photosynthesis in global forest. Seventh one is photosynthesis occurs in the far red range. Eighth one is impact of microplastics on photosynthesis in Cucurbita pepo. Ninth one is atmospheric dryness can reduce photosynthesis. 10th one is effect of pollution and temperature increase on Nigella microcarpa photosynthesis. To conclude the topic, research on nature of photosynthesis is very important because only by understanding the photosynthesis we can control it and harness its principles for betterment of mankind. Science has only recently developed the basic tools and techniques needed to investigate the intricate details of photosynthesis. It is now time to apply these tools and techniques to the problem and to begin to reap the benefits of this research. So that is all for today. I hope you understand well. Any clarification, please text me. Thank you. See you in the next class.